Thanks for staying with us. We'll be starting the newspaper review with The Nation. Major headline, federal government eases access to student loan in new proposal. Kyari, Port Harcourt refinery resumes production in 2 weeks. Mariah just talked about it yesterday. The federal government insists discos must recapitalize for efficiency. Government remodeling ports to raise standards, says Oyetola. EFCC uncovers how REAMD chiefs misappropriated 124 billion. Labour plans showdown with states not paying wage award. NSA services chief, North governors strategize on security. Undersea cable cuts cripple internet services. Ex-Oyo lawmaker jailed for fraud. What stories do we have in The Nation?
So I have the Oyetola story. So the PS of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy represented the minister, Boyega Oyetola, at an event yesterday. Before the House of Reps yesterday, the House of Reps Committee on Privatization, and he explained that they are going to be remodeling all our seaports across the country, and they would also not let it affect the concessions that we have. It says that they need to enhance the operation and standard of the seaports, and under that modernization program, the ports, the ministry is looking at investment in the ports and making them meet modern standards, and expected service delivery would improve as well. So the current situation is that the port does not meet the required standard, and so investment quantum that is expected to be put into the port will require a major rethink of the concessionings that already exist. Most of the ports, when the MPA then he was acting, now MPA head was Mohammed Koko Abi.
Yes.
When he was here, he was talking about how concessions were affecting. So they are looking to revamp all the ports. They are looking to raise $1.1 billion to do this. Wow. And so I'm hoping that is done. We need that. And I'm hoping that in between all this remodeling, they factor in a nicer, not one, but several entry and exit points, so that we don't continue to have what we have.
The same thing that happened in Apapa.
Yeah, so I also have the House of Reps yesterday. They asked NAFDAC to lift the ban on production and sale of sachet alcoholic drinks and the 200 ml PET bottles. The agency, had said, as NAFDAC had said, that the sale and consumption of the products were fueling crimes and addiction amongst our youths. So the House said that the ban should be lifted immediately because the timing was inappropriate. They're saying that because of the economy struggling with soaring unemployment, high inflation, worsening poverty, level paucity of forex to do business, the ban would worsen unemployment and poverty. And so they're saying NAFDAC should lift the ban. The House is still, they said that they should. So the House is suggesting that instead they should place more emphasis on regulation, on monitoring, enlightenment campaign to educate all stakeholders. They go to secondary school and educate them on the, on the ills of consuming this sort of products instead of stopping the production because it will affect work. But NAFDAC has said, take this out because it's affecting our youth. It's bringing about crime. Instead, what you should do is, have proper places that they can go and buy these things. And I think NAFDAC is right. I think the House of Reps is wrong on this. I mean, it's not a hot topic, but if this was, I totally disagree with the representatives on this one.
What stories we have, Nabi?
I don't have
Okay, in The Nation. So I have the major headline here. We know that yesterday would have been the kickoff of the program. That's the student loan program. Supposed to be starting yesterday, but it was shifted indefinitely. However, they said a major rejig of the student loan by the federal government had been passed to the legislation as a bill. Now, they said the new plan will ease loan access by students, and it was sent to the executive bill to the Senate and the House of Representatives for consideration and passage. That happened yesterday. And in this, they had done a few things which I would like to tell us so that we are aware. They said now the hurdles of a guarantor, a parent's debt profile, and others in the old act have been removed in the new bill, thereby making it easier for the loan to be assessed. And they also said student applicants can no longer be disqualified based on their parents' loan history. That's also one that was corrected. Applicants to the fund may apply for loan to cover tuition and other fees payable to the school and maintenance allowance payable to the student. Now, on repayment of loans, they said the bill indicates that beneficiaries of the fund shall begin as soon as the beneficiary becomes employed in any capacity. You know, before they said immediately after NYSC, you can now start repaying, but now you must have gotten a job before you start repaying. And they also said the beneficiary may request an extension of enforcement action by the fund by providing an affidavit indicating that he is not employed in any capacity and not receiving any income. Then a person who provides a false statement to the fund under this section is guilty of felony and is liable to imprisonment for 3 years. They also made provision for loan forgiveness in the event of death or acts of God causing inability of the person to pay. So I think this is a more holistic approach to it. So congratulations to them. We're just waiting for when this will kickstart because people are waiting. Students are waiting. Let's move on now to The Punch. Major headline, bandits demand 1 billion for 287 pavilions. Issue March 27 deadline. Wow, on my birthday. Should not try it. Kidnappers called on Tuesday, gave us 20 days to raise ransom, says community leader. Hostages held in difficult location used as human shields to prevent bombardment. Senate reviews 30 trillion loan documents, summons CBN officials. Facebook, Netflix, Google, others pay 3.2 trillion tax, according to the MBS. PH Refinery gets 450,000 barrels crude, resume operations in April. Politics over, it's time for governance, Tinubu tells governors at Iftar. Nigeria leads as ECOWAS members default on 150 judgments. Many injured, 18 arrested as youths attack Ogun Monarch. Amoteco heightens security in Osun boundary communities. What stories do we have in The Punch?
Okay, for The Punch, I have the many injured, 18 arrested as youths attack Ogun Monarch. And from this, we saw that an undisclosed number of persons were reportedly injured during a clash that started on Sunday when some youths of the Agoshasha community of the Ipokia local government area of Ogun State attacked the monarch of the community, Aziz Akinpelu, over a traditional possession right. And this was just, the police said that no fewer than 18 persons were arrested in connection with the incident, which lasted for a few days. And the clash came about, the crossfire came about the fact that the previous monarch who had passed away about 2 years ago, and it was gathered that the stool became vacant following the death of the first Oja of Agoshasha, Oba James Elegbede, sometimes in February 2022. And that after Elegbede's race, some people have determined to ascend the throne. So this caused the clash between the communities. But for me, I would say that probably the police has done the right thing, but we also need to go back to tradition. If somehow we know how we arrange ourselves when it comes to religion and how we comport ourselves when it comes to religion, but when it comes to tradition, a lot of people have a say. We just do it anyhow. And I do not think, I'm sorry to say, that tradition started before religion. We had these traditions way back before religions came in. So they were a way that our godparents and our old great-grandparents were actually able to make sure that who is supposed to ascend the throne ascends the throne, away from politics or away from man or away from who has the money and who can actually do it. So I will say that we need to go back to the nitty-gritty and to the drawing book to know how to preserve tradition.
Yeah, amazing. Let's take a short break now. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.